I grew up as a pretty normal kid. I had a great family, my parents are together, and I have a brother and sister that are good to me. I have tons of friends that played lots of sports, and I did well in school. But for some reason, my first year of middle school was a huge transition for me. I wasn't my normal self, and I was changing completely. In elementary school, I had a reading disability and was required to go to classes for help. This disability continued into sixth grade, but for some reason in sixth grade, I hated going to these classes. I was turning into a kid who had secret problems. I started not to want to go to school. I would do everything possible to make sure I did not make it to school. I would act like could not hear my mom when she came to wake me up, and sometimes I would even run away and hide until my mom just gave up on taking me to school. I was starting to miss so much school that I did not even have the grades for my classes. My friends started to ask me where I was by phone. Even they could not get me to go to school. If my mom did get me to go to school, then I would just fake sick and make my mom come get me. If she would not come get me, then I would cry in the school clinic until she did. My mom took me to see a couple therapists, but no one could get me to go to school. One morning, I decided to pull out a knife, and I told my mom I was going to cut myself if she made me go to school. I would never actually do that, but my mom decided to take me to the doctor instead of school that morning. The doctor told me that I would have to get put into a hospital for 3 days because I told my parents that I was going to hurt myself. This was the worst thing ever. I had to go sit with a bunch of kids that wanted to hurt themselves when I really just did not want to go to school. At points I did not even care about what the classes anymore. I just wanted to be home all the time. It was like my family had been taken away from me and I wanted to be with them all the time. I learned a lot about myself through this whole process. This was a time in my life that I could not find myself as a person, and it's something that I will never forget as long as I live. This story about my life is a life changing event that made me a better person in the long run. Sometimes things like this happen, and when they're all over with them, we will turn out as a positive effect in our lives.